The Welcome. It's the Cats. We on Intellectual Radio. We on iHeartRadio, and we on Facebook Live many a times. And we here ready to let the cat out the bag. Meow, meow, rah, rah, all that good stuff. So guess what, you guys? Today's topic is really going to be a great topic. I can't make this stuff up. We're talking about prom. Matter of fact, I was actually about a prom dress today. We're talking about prom and all of the stuff.
I bought a prom dress for you.
You got a prom dress?
You need. This about as much material as they was.
That's about as much material. A little tissue. Put a little tissue on it.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah, and cover the important spots up. So we're talking about prom and all of the happy, the sad, the drama, the craziness that go call in number up early. That call-in number is, James?
708-223-8953. Damn, you blurry, very clean your screen.
I need to clean my
708-223-8953.
See that tissue.
There you go, man.
There you go. That helped.
Again, man, we talking about prom, outrageous situations. Everything from the dresses and the suits, the tacky wear, to even down to segregation. Yes, in 2018, I know somebody whose white daughter could not go to prom with her black boyfriend, and they go to the same school. Segregation, people.
What? Couldn't go to prom.
Couldn't go to prom. Y'all like my hair? I took this Monique. I'm draping over here. I look kind of Amish. I'm Amish. Man, forget you. Y'all just hating. They just hating because I got me some newfound hair. I got some eyebrows now. It looks crazy. I got a goatee and everything. Draping.
708-223-8953.
You want it back?
Did it post?
Hey, what the hell is this? What's this? A twist, a rope? What y'all call this? Now I saw somebody get their ass whooped. She got her hair snatched out. So when her hair fell out, I ain't got no hair. I had to take me some of that hair. So I'm gonna hang that right there. Yeah, they hate.
My camera froze.
They just hating. Look at that hair. Got me a new hairline. Boy, got a new hairline.
Oh, that's the wrong number.
Again, 708-223-8953. We talking about all prom situations, man. What have you seen? What have you experienced?
Okay, so I'll tell you what, you guys. We're gonna kick our show off. Normally like we always do, but we're gonna get right in. We're starting a little bit late today.
It don't matter. You hate. She just hating.
223.
You hating on my hair.
89.
Bam.
53 708-223-8953. The number is up there. So listen here. We started a little late today, but I see you guys. What's going on? I see Katie Lowe. You guys got to tune in to the Katie Lowe show. I didn't turn it on.
Press the little thing up there, look like a little lightning bolt. Press the lightning bolt. Turn the lightning bolt off.
I'm having all types of issues with my phone because guess what? I didn't
it's
turn
the
it
Russians.
On. They doing something. I didn't turn the light on.
Turn around a bit. This way. Let me see. See it right there. Bam.
Oh. I did turn the light on. Okay, listen. So check this out, you guys. We're running late today, but we want to talk to you guys. And we really want you to call in and give us your honest opinion because it's a lot of stuff going on prom. I seen a young lady jump out of a casket for her prom. I did. And I talked to her. I did talk to her. I was trying to reach her. So if y'all share the video, maybe she'll see this because I told her I was going to cover it. But I actually couldn't find her number. I just want to know
what the heifer had to say why she in the damn casket for prom.
Well, it was
saying one other dumbass do that. Who you know that was in a casket? I ain't saying the name.
Well, you know what? And it wasn't prom.
They had a reason to be in the casket. This girl didn't.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, she said she had a reason, and her reason for jumping into the casket was somebody said that her family is in that business, for one. And then secondly, her message was to, not drink and drive and do all the unnecessary things that people do for prom, because that's where it will lead you. But I don't know if the response she got was what she was looking for.
She was lying. And I think that she was it was distasteful, disrespectful to so many people.
For so
many different reasons. And she used that as an excuse to be an idiot.
But think about it. If her message was not to drink and drive for prom, she would have had that on the casket. She would have had signs or something. When they opened the casket, would have had signs talking about have a good time, but don't drink and drive because this could happen to you. She lying. I think she just got a lot of negative feedback when she thought she was going to get positive and she tried to flip it.
Right.
She should have just stayed her dumb ass in that casket. I'll be damn. I'm sorry, Bill, but I'm just saying, parents spend a lot of money for their kids to go to prom. Their reflection on you. Ain't no way in the world I'm finna drop a few $1,000s on prom, and now I gotta drop a few thousand more for your ass to be transported in a hearse and jump out of damn casket. No.
But they said it was like a family business. So I don't know if it was a family business or not, but they said it was a family business.
Now, and look where they was at. They looked like they was in the heart of somebody's hood, and everybody knows that funeral businesses make a lot of money. So they would not have been located where they was at. They would have never been over there. It's all. It don't.
Got family in the dope game don't mean they doing it. People be lying, man.
No
family business is my butt.
Well, I tell you what, it's that season, and some of you guys are already planning a whole lot of stuff for prom. Some of you guys already, you're picking out the dresses, and some people overdo it, some people underdo it, but some people do it just right. So what we want to hear from you guys, especially if you got prom students or even if you've ever sent your children on prom before, what's some of the, tacky ways, what's some of the good ways? And then let's think about more economical ways. Or if you went all out and you had your reason for going all out and you don't care, but you did it. Let us hear from you, because I'm gonna tell you something. What get me is, and I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. Why would you spend $4,000 or $5,000 on a prom, and then the kid ain't even sure they gonna graduate or not?
Right. Well, they should find out. Because they don't have anything to do with it. I don't believe.
Because from what I hear is that you can go to prom and you don't necessarily have to be eligible for graduation. Right.
There's a lot of people go to prom and don't even know they're not graduating. There's a lot of people know they're not graduating.
Somebody, Quentin just said that he heard that she did that in the coffin because she's supposed to be entitled Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Yeah, that's what her original title was on that. I'm killing it. Drop Dead Gorgeous.
The coffin looked better than her dress.
Her makeup looked like she should have been in the casket. Sure, I'm just saying. I'm sorry.
Well, and I want, and I spoke with that young lady via Facebook inbox message. Was
she in the casket?
No, and so I talked to her briefly, but I tell you what, I think she's getting a whole lot of backlash. Yeah, she should. And now because she's compared herself, to a coffin, and when you lay in a coffin and you're not, because that's a real touchy place to be, and when you're laying in a coffin, you really do need to be drop dead gorgeous. And you can't even be mediocre getting out of a casket. Talking about, everything got to be perfect.
And it was not.
Right. So she made it. She set the bar high for herself.
No, she didn't. She set the bar level.
Well, she said, what I'm saying, when I say she set it high, meaning that she shouldn't have compared. She shouldn't have got out of no coffin.
But you know what, man? Okay. You don't play in no casket. Remember we was kids and somebody was on crutches, they done broke their leg or something. You try to play with them crutches as a kid and your mama used to beat your butt, told you don't play with no crutches. You don't play with no casket. You bringing death on yourself. I just don't see how she could justify that. Not being in a casket. No.
Yeah.
The thing is, there's so many people who kids don't get to have that type of moment, and you're making, a joke out of it. That was wrong. There's a lot of people suffering right now around this time of the year because something either happened to their kids on that night or their kids just can't make it because they did. And then here it is, you're going to get in a coffin. It's disrespectful.
Not only disrespectful, but you know what actually get me? You done spent all of this extra money for her to get a casket, a hearse, and be transported by real funeral directors. But God forbid, what if something was to happen to her next week or next month? All of that money you spent, I bet they ain't got no life insurance policy. They couldn't even afford to bury her. All of that money you spent on prom, now she can't even get a damn casket to go on the ground if something did happen, God forbid.
Yeah, and you know what? Good point. And even though that was, main reason for doing this show today is talking about the extremes that people go through for prom. If you got a story, we want to hear from you guys. I know some of you guys got good prom stories. Some of you guys got, some that's not so good. Whatever your story is, we want to hear from you. And some of you guys are getting ready for prom right now.
My daughter is getting ready to go on prom, and we are not going all the way out for anything. She's going to get dressed, go to that dance, and get back. There will not be any Maybachs, no Aston Martins, none of that.
And I'm trying, and this is what, and like I said, I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. How they pulling up in Maybachs and all these different vehicles, and the light bill is due. Right. And it's like you doing all of this to show people, and half of the time, you may even have a foreclosure notice in your house. Put that money towards something else a little bit more. You don't have to overdo it. Who are you comparing yourself to?
It's all about trying to outdo the next person. I wouldn't. Okay, they have a lot of places, even in the hood, where you can rent luxury cars. I think that's for a special occasion, not a prom. Now, if your kid got a 5.0 GPA, doing good, they on honor roll, different stuff like that, and they actually earn this stuff.
Did you say a 5.0? Yeah. 5.0,
right. 4.6. Look, correct. I thought GPAs only went to 4.0. I really did, but they go higher than that. I had no idea. I guess I'm just that stupid. I went to West now. But if your kid is doing something spectacular for their lives and they actually earn that, then I don't mind spending $1,500 to rent you something for one night because you actually earned that. You could have been in the streets. You could have been in jail. You could have been doing all type of stuff. But you got these kids out here that's getting straight goddamn Fs. The school just tired of them. They 18, 19 years old and they sophomores in the school. Like, we just going to push them through. Now for prom night, the parent to spend $12,000 just on the goddamn candy table.
God dang prom. God dang.
God dang prom and a candy table. You don't deserve it. You don't. You don't deserve it. As a matter of fact, some of these kids don't even deserve to go to prom.
They sure don't.
Well, you know what?
That's just my opinion.
We got people coming over to the house for a prom send-off because not too many times you're going to catch my daughter all dressed up like this. So that's the reason why we're doing it, but it will not be all that, what people got going on. And I would like to know what happened. What's with the candy tables all of a sudden?
They've been doing the candy tables, but it's basically to match the colors. I say, look,
it's the candy tables be outside
everywhere. It's a candy table.
Man,
they have them outside.
No, I'm talking about in the house. Inside. At a party.
They had a backdrop. They got the table, and they got basically like the special little announcement. So same thing. It's a party. But I wouldn't overdo it. Like I go to Sam's Club, get a bunch of sandwiches catered or something like that. Something simple. People want to have all of this over extravagant stuff.
A wedding or something going on.
And we ain't hating. We are not hating. I'm just saying, if you can afford to do it, that's your business. Do it. But people gonna have opinion. But I don't feel as though you should drop $12,000 to $15,000 on the doggone prom for your kid, and they not even graduating.
And you know what? And let me just say this too, because you're right. If you get it like that, then I think you got it like that.
Right.
But my problem is that some folks ain't even got it like that. You spending your last money, almost emptying your bank account out. Matter of fact, you emptied your bank account. It's in the negative, but you got the front for prom. And by the time you get through fronting for prom, you don't even know if you're going to be able to pay your car. Matter of fact, you ain't even pay your car note. So that was your car note. That was your mortgage. You made arrangements on the light bill and the water already turned off, but you done sent this kid off for prom. And now I can see is that if everybody that come to the prom is they giving money. Because if we gonna take our last, but it's an investment and we can get this money back, then I think, okay, well, let's see if we can go for broke. Because we can ready to get this money back and we can ready to flip it almost like a drug game. But if that's not the game, I couldn't play it.
My daughter has a job and she bought her own dress. She bought her own dress and her own prom ticket.
Yeah,
those are the only two things that she had to do was those two things. And that's the reason why she worked for. You ain't gonna just keep your own money and do nothing.
And you're right. And then not gonna be able to pay rent next month. I know that's right, Miss Jackson said. And they not gonna even be able to pay rent next month.
But the worst part about it, black folks, okay, I'll put it to you like this, and I keep saying this. We are the only people. No, I'll say blacks and Puerto Ricans. We the only two cultures of people who try to make ourselves look rich to impress people that's just as broke as us. Mm-hmm. Because I've literally seen people, and this is over here on West End, off Pulaski, I'm just be real. They live in a little row house, a little trap house, look like it was put together by a little homeless crew. But you got the god doggone they had the Maybach outside One of them had the horse and carriage, but that was over there on Washington. But you see what I'm saying? Your house ain't even worth $10,000, but you spent $20,000 on prom.
You got to be kidding me.
Invest into a home, invest into an apartment, invest into your child's college fund. Actually get them educated. Because you, like my daddy told me back in the day, it's gonna come a time when you can't pick up dog crap without a bachelor's degree, and that's true. Try to apply for Lincoln Park Zoo or Brookfield Zoo and look what the qualifications are just for people to pick up crap.
Now, you know what? Now, you know, you just brought, and again, I'm not hating, but I think that depending on where you live at, your prom vehicle and your send-off should match your hood. So, for example, if you are in the cold, hard, raunchy hood, then you shouldn't come with a Maybach, horse and carriage. Because like you said, James, why you gonna do all this in a $10,000 neighborhood? You done spent $50,000. And then by the time y'all come back, you living in a $8,000 house. Mm-hmm. And you could have used that money to upgrade your whole lifestyle.
Like straight trap house.
Or if you are in a really nice neighborhood, then you can't bring the hood to the nice neighborhood and have Ray, Pookie, and everybody pulling up, getting out a casket, and you in a nice neighborhood because it don't match. So I think, now this is just me, the casket probably would have been more appropriate if you was in the $8,000 neighborhood. Nobody find that funny? But I'm just telling the truth.
Yeah, you are telling the truth.
I'm just telling the truth. I'm just really being truthful. So, but again, and that's just me being funny. But again, I think you should make it match because I know me. I'm not gonna overdo nothing.
I'm gonna ask you something, Vera, and you ain't gotta say where you live, but you live in the suburbs, correct?
I've always lived in the suburbs.
In the neighborhood where you live at, when you see them white kids going on prom, what do they drive?
The station wagon sometimes.
There you go. There you go. And black people wonder how white folks stay
station
rich.
Wagon.
When you see rich people, they don't never let you know that they rich. I've seen white kids dress nice, casual, and they going on prom in an old Saab or old Volvo, like a 80-something, 90-something's model, and they happy. They are happy.
And let me say this, because, you know, we always got some haters. And they'll take what I say and turn around. Oh, she lived in the burbs. So she trying to say, no, that ain't because the burbs, you know, I grew up in Maywood. So if that's the burbs, that's the burbs. Matter of fact, I thought some people was crazy to try and say that Maywood wasn't out west. We more out west than the folks that thought they was out west. So that's just the truth of it. And then, you know, even in the Bellwoods or Broadviews, Bolingbrook's, Naperville's, and all of that stuff, my point is that you should not overdo it according to how you living. And yeah, you all don't you right. Stay in your credit zone too.
You know how many cats I know? I got family riding around in Infinities, trucks, but brand new 2018s, but they living in the basement. I'm just being real, an unfinished basement. Man, people need to stop.
Kevin Terrell, call in. You want to be a hater? The number up there, call in. You can hate. Our phone is not ringing because I'm gonna tell you something.
Put the number in here.
I really want people to call in and give their opinion because the only people that's mad is the people who can't handle the truth. And I totally understand when you sending your kid off. I know people that have sent their kid off on really, really nice prom send-offs. And I want to commend a couple of people that I know that they actually got an organization where they give away prom dresses. I've seen Marie Dennis and Ray Jessica Jackson and they Proviso East. They've been giving away prom dresses, really, really nice prom dresses. So while y'all going to all this money for a prom dress, somebody bought the same prom dress last year or even had one made. And you could have got that prom dress for a fraction of the price. Matter of fact, I see people going to Goodwill getting prom dresses.
But a lot of these chicks don't want nice prom dresses. They want the tackiest stuff, look like they go on audition at a strip club.
Yeah, and don't even mention, I seen a girl with a outfit on with her butt out.
Cats Out Show, Jay Hustle speaking. State your name and where you calling from.
What's up, Jay Hustle, man? It's Big Shot, man. I'm calling from the Wild Hunters, man.
What's going on?
Hey, man, I was calling in on that topic y'all talking about, man. These outrageous proms, man.
All right, go ahead with your statement, bro.
Man, they do all this for prom, man. Get all these luxury cars and everything and all these princess and king outfits, and then they turn around and throw a trunk party and be begging for donations. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? If you gonna do all that, you certainly don't need no donation for no trunk party.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I. Matter of fact, you so on point. And then on top of that, not only donations for trunk parties, but most of them don't even have insurance policies on those children.
Absolutely.
So it's like you got to GoFundMe for when something happened. But it was
right.
like, why you, man? Come on, get your priorities straight.
Priorities all backwards.
Don't out-prom yourself.
What I say.
Okay.
That was just my little input on it, man. Y'all have a good day, man.
All right, you too. Thanks for calling in.
All right.
Meow.
Hey, you right though. Or like, okay, that's even like weddings. Like, I'm gonna have a wedding. I'm not expecting nothing. Black folks don't bring presents to the wedding. Like these Nigerians, Indians, and stuff like that. They bring like $1,000 per family member in the household to the wedding. So when these people done with these weddings, they got $300,000-$400,000 stacked up, and they go buy a house. They get a business that they start, and the next person have a wedding. They invest in. Black people don't invest in each other. Black people don't support each other.
First of all, they ain't gonna stay married, and then so many reasons why.
Turn your live down. Hey, some people stay married.
Hey, turn your live down. Go ahead, caller. State your city and state where you're calling from, please.
You know this DJ Too Real, DJ Tyson, your brother, your Masonic brother.
What's going on? What's going on, bro?
What's good with it? Did y'all see the
casket down, bro?
Prom?
Right. We saw the casket. Tell me what you think.
That's on my other phone, on two phones. Hey, did y'all see the casket prom? Find out what mother paid for their daughter to go on prom and the casket. Y'all didn't see that one?
Yes, we did.
You started off talking about that one first, Kevin.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, we wasting money on what? Stupid stuff these days.
Right.
And then by the time if something happened to them, they'll be doing a GoFundMe for a casket. But they came up with the money to get the casket to go to prom. You right on point.
That is so stupid, man. But they ain't gonna do nothing but take them prom dresses off and have sex anyway, so it don't matter.
Hey, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't want to go to prom. My old girl didn't want me to go on prom, so they spent like $1,200 on a suit that I didn't even want. Now, you know, back in 2000, that was that puffy and mace, that shiny suit era.
Mm-hmm.
Man, don't you know where that prom suit at to this day? Took it off that night. It's still in the closet. Still in the closet. Waste of money, man.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd call in, Vera. I catch out the bag now. Cat in the bag. Meow.
All right.
Bye.
All right. And I'm looking at what Nova said. Nova said a casket is so disrespectful. Someone's child died on prom night. And that's not funny. And if your child died on prom night, that would not be funny. I'm not spending no one else's money. Do you? But I hear you on spending, you telling the truth. That's all right. She right. Some people are really, really sensitive because a lot of folks died on prom.
Yeah.
So that's what I said. It's very disrespectful.
All right.
Go ahead. Speaker, state your name and where you calling from.
Hi, my name is Victoria Grisham. I'm from Houston, Texas. And yes, I want to come in on the young lady that got out of the casket for her prom. First of all, I think it's disrespectful to the Black community in general, who has lost millions of young Black people to crimes out in the street, being killed by police officers, and Black families having to bury their children. That's just point blank disrespectful to that. Number two is she thought she was fresh to death, and the message that she thought she was sending, it didn't convey to other people the way she thought it was going to come off, like she was live and she was all lit, as they call it, and she looked like a fool. Then she wanted to reverse her story and say, no, that wasn't her motive. Well, if that wasn't her motive, then why didn't she have any signs out there about parents, people drinking and driving, to send the positive message that she was trying to send? None of that was out there because that wasn't her motive. She thought she was lit. And it was an embarrassment to our community as Black people. I just don't understand why Black people are spending so much money on proms. Most of the kids are not even going to college or furthering their education afterwards. You could take all of that $5,000 to go toward the first semester of college or something, buy a sensible dress, rent a sensible vehicle, and send your child to prom. But nowadays they want to do over and beyond extra, like they getting married. It's not a wedding, it's a prom. So it's just all out of order. And I just feel like we're sending the wrong message to our children. They got their priorities mixed up. And that's why half of them out here, they'll do anything to be clothes on their back and look fashionable, robbing and stealing or whatever, to try to keep up this facade, going bankrupt, credit tore up from the flow up. No priorities. They'll do anything to get what they want, because we send the wrong message to our children, because we don't teach them any better. We let them think that whatever they want is good. And I'm sorry to take up so much of y'all time, but it just vexes my spirit to see how we as Black people are living. And we live in poor areas, and then we go over and beyond for a prom, and we don't even have money to bury our children if they died in a car accident the next day.
All right. Well, Houston, thank you for calling. I appreciate your comment.
I have one question before you go, since you're from the South.
Yes.
I have a friend. He's a white guy. He stays in Alabama. Now, his friend's daughter is white. She is dating a Black guy. They both go to the same school. But the thing is, the school will not allow them to attend prom together. How do you feel about that?
That is ridiculous. Something from the 50s.
Yeah.
And that should not be. But that's not here in Houston. I don't think that's one of their rules. But, coming half naked is one of their problems.
Hey, I agree with that one. I agree with that one.
Houston in the building. Thank you, sister. We appreciate you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
All right. And you know what? You guys, the phone is ringing. The calls are coming in. Go ahead, James. Let's see who that is.
Is it on now? Yeah. Cat's House Show. Jay Hustle speaking. State your name and where you're calling from.
John Pettis from Chicago.
All right. Go ahead with your statement.
Hey, John.
What up?
Go ahead with your comment, sir.
Yeah, I was just talking about, y'all guys talking about that prom thing where the lady is, where the girl was in the casket. And, and one person was talking about how we don't, treat our, teach our kids anything. I kind of remember back in the day, man, when I was growing up in high school, man, back in the 90s, man, it was crazy. It just, we didn't have social media the way we had it. A lot of stuff that's going on now, it ain't nothing new under the sun. I mean, girls was wearing Daisy Duke, all kind of crazy stuff, showing all kind of body parts, and guys was doing all ratchet stuff, and gangs was crazy, and shootings was happening in schools. It just wasn't covered by media. The mass media didn't see it important enough to talk about the stuff that was going on in our neighborhood, and to kind of get it out there, to bring what we like to call now awareness, a social awareness. And we've been talking about it for years, and now we have social media. It's unavoidable how you see it. If you're on Facebook, it's on your thread. If you're on Snapchat, it's on your thread. If you're on Instagram, it's on your thread. So it's just out there. And I think, instead of looking at it as though it's gotten so horrible, I think it's just, we have to come to the conclusion, like, this is the way it has been, and we need to find solutions for some things that has been happening over generations previous.
Right.
There you go.
And you know what? And Pi said, you know what, but not in a casket, whether it's on internet or not. That's the problem, is that it's I guess it's what we're doing, because you could be half naked. That's one issue. But when you're in a casket, that's a whole nother thing, and I think that's where the commotion, or that's where the disrespect is coming. I'm going to tell you guys, thanks for that comment, John. Appreciate you calling in.
Yep.
All right. And I'm going to tell you what I believe the disrespect is coming in at. And I think we should look more, not just on the young lady, but also look at the funeral home and the grown-ups that allowed it to happen. Well, I would like to know what funeral home that was.
Turn down that money.
Yeah, because I mean, it should be some guidelines on even on that's disrespectful to the funeral home.
Just go get the bag.
Turn your live down. Turn your live down.
Caller, turn your live down.
Cat's House Show. Jay Hustle speaking. State your name and where you calling from.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, go ahead with your statement.
Well, what city and state are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Aurora, Illinois. And I was listening to the young lady in Houston when she said we spend so much money on prom and fashionable clothes for young people, we don't even have money to bury them. That's something that we shouldn't look forward to doing, is burying our children. But the reality is, when I was coming up back in the 60s, parents had insurance on their children, and that insurance can be used also after they turn 18 or 21. They can draw money off of it for college. So pushing insurance for young children, not looking forward to them dying, but as an investment, is something I think should be explored more in grammar school and in high school.
And you know what, Lawrence, even though you didn't say your name, that is really one educated comment, my brother. And thank you for that comment, because I totally agree. And then being a insurance agent, that's one of the things that I did. I had insurance on my children when they were young, because if you get insurance on these children at a young age, it's so inexpensive. You can get insurance on yourself and your child, and by the time they turn 18, you use that as an investment for their college. Go ahead and get the next caller. Thank you, John. Lawrence, appreciate that. And
thank you.
And that's one of my passions. That's why I offer people, let me give you a free life insurance quote. Please. It's free to get a quote to let you see how you can get insurance on yourself and your child. And on top of that, your child can be a rider on your policy, if nothing else, until the age of 26.
They know that. They just don't want to do that. They just want somebody else to pay for them to die. That's what it is.
And what about pay for them to live, though?
They don't care.
You're right.
But the problem is with insurance, black people always have excuses. You look at it like this. Well, I'm young. I ain't looking forward to dying. Don't nobody look forward to dying. While we sitting here right now, God forbid, a plane could crash into the building. One of us could drop dead. You can walk out of this building and get hit by a car. Nobody plans on dying. You don't know when it's going to happen or how it's going to happen. So why not prepare for the future? I mean, I know how a lot of people feel. They be like, well, if I pay this, then I feel like my child gonna die. No, it's not like that.
You pay it so your child can live, because I'm gonna tell you something. I took insurance out, and it was a way that when I took it out because it was also a way of saving. So I took a type of policy out that paid me when I needed the money. I was able to borrow on that cash. It had cash value that it had been accumulating, and that's one of the best decisions I made. And if I hadn't have made that decision, it was times that I needed money, and I literally, had to go to my insurance policy and grab big lump sums of money out in order to do some stuff. So again, it's an investment. Like Lauren said, we're talking about dying, but what about living? So I appreciate that comment. And for those of you all, this is just a friendly pub. If you're looking for a free quote, please holler at your girl. I'm Vera Giles Norris, giving away free life insurance quotes on the Cats Out Show. Meow. Caller, state your name and your city and state where you're calling from, please.
Hey, April.
Hello.
Caller.
I'm here. Hello. How you doing?
Okay, what city and state are you calling from?
My name is Quentin. I'm from Maywood, Illinois.
Maywood?
All right. So a couple things. Interesting show, first and foremost. I'm in the limo business, and it's interesting that this topic is on here, because I hear from a lot of people who call and are interested in vehicles and things like that. And the first thing they want to do is they want to wheel and deal a price, when a limo or a prom for that matter is an option. It's not a must. You don't have to go in a Maybach. You don't have to go in a Bentley. You don't have to have the latest and the greatest.
Right.
You can just go to prom and be fashionable. You can go to prom and have a good time. You can go to prom to celebrate the fact that you're graduating, that you made it to 18 years old, that you're probably going to college, whatever the situation is. So that's very interesting that we're talking about the young lady in casket, because the money that was spent on that had to be an astronomical amount. And the disrespect factor is through the roof on that. My second comment is with the brother with the life insurance policy thing. That's very, very interesting. A lot of people as blacks don't realize that that's how other cultures get ahead, is life insurance policies. Black people only have a life insurance policy to bury them, $10,000, $20,000. Other nationalities have $250,000 policies, $500,000 policies. The reason they do that is because that's how they get their first infatuation, their first influx of wealth in their families, because they know that you're going to die.
So they take that life insurance policy that they're going to put on their kids or themselves as a way to get ahead. We don't do that. We bury you and hope that we can get a GoFundMe fund to complete it.
And you're absolutely right, Quentin. And again, I am a licensed insurance agent, and this is not what I heard. This is what I know. The other culture of people understand the importance of having an insurance policy. And even the Bible says that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. What we didn't realize is that the insurance policy is the best way to leave an inheritance. There are laws and rules and regulations in place is because other cultures of people understand the generational wealth that comes in putting money into insurance policies, that there are stipulations and rules and regulations on how much you can put in and what you can do with it. We don't know nothing about that. We have not maximized, and I don't want to tell a lot because there are some things that I like to talk about with people personally and not just over a large broadcast, but we sit back and, like you said, just want to get enough to bury the individual, not realizing that $10,000, $5,000, that's nothing. If there are millions of dollars that people put into insurance policies because they understand what they can do with that money and how they can make that money work for them. So thank you for your comment, Quint. We appreciate you. And we're going to be looking for some of those limos to pull up, on our Cats Out celebration show. So we need to talk.
Absolutely. No sweat.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
And Vera, that's the issue. I know we're talking about prom and now we're talking about insurance, but
we're talking about that because she came in a casket.
Each other. Yeah. That's the problem I have with drug dealers nowadays. When I was a kid and we saw drug dealers, they weren't just hustling to be hustling. Like, some of them really had no choice. And the money that they had, they invested back into the community. Drug dealers nowadays, they end up getting killed. And all of that money that they flashing on Snapchat and Facebook Live, they flashing $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 per time, talking about it's something slight. But the next day you find out they killed. Now they family making a GoFundMe because they can't bury them. If you any type of man, I don't care what you're doing in these streets. If you know you're doing wrong, if you bringing in $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a night, start putting at least $4,000 up a night. Start investing in your kids. Start investing in the future. Start getting these $1 million, these $2 million policies. Because if you go into strip clubs and you blowing $3,000 a week, you can blow at least $1,500 a week and put it up on a policy. So if something does happen to you, your mama taken care of, your kids taken care of. Invest within your future, because tomorrow not promised.
And I'm gonna let a real major cat out the bag. Where there is no value, there is no value. And you guys have heard me say this over again. If we would take the money, like Quentin said, like Lawrence said, and I've said it on many of different shows, go back and listen. If we would take the money and put it into an insurance policy in our community on our young men, from the time that they're 6 months old, you start putting that insurance policy on those babies. So many people wouldn't hit the street. The higher ups, the powers that be, would not allow these young men to hit the street in the numbers that they're hitting, because it would break the bank. If every time Lil Ray hit the ground, it was $1 million policy that was being paid out, how many Lil Rays you think they gonna let hit the ground without beefing up the security? See, we don't open up that third eye and really think. And I want to say this because I know a lot of people have come down hard on the young lady that jumped out of the casket. Let's put her back in her place. She's a young girl. They don't know a lot. And they got to have parents that teach them better. But guess what? Even some of the parents are just as, dumb as they just off a box of rocks themselves, and they don't know better. So rather than putting this girl in a casket for real, because I think she's had her time. She was in the casket and now she's been put in another casket on social media. I think we should explain to her that was a bad mistake. Learn from it, grow from it, find something positive. But if she's looking or if she's listening, pull your head up out the ground. You got the attention on you. And maybe even if you meant it because you just wanted to get some likes and some comments, or you thought you was fresh to death, It's okay.
It's our mama's fault.
We've all made mistakes. And even to the mother, you know, maybe if you were at fault too, it's okay. You don't have to die from this. You know, let that be the casket, be your rebirth. Let it be where you can get up, you can learn from this, and you can even tell other people about mistakes that they made. But
I don't think they're looking at it like as a mistake. They did it on purpose.
Well, I know they did it on purpose, but what I'm saying is that some of us have made mistakes and we realized it was a mistake, but it was something that we did on purpose. And if they're listening today and if they're in a low spot, I believe that we still got an opportunity to turn the lights on to that young lady and say, okay, it's all right. Get up. You got another day. You got a lot of attention. Make something good out of it. Don't allow all of the negativity to literally kill you physically, spiritually, and emotionally. It was a mistake. And regardless to whatever your why for doing it, use this as a stepping stone and keep it going. Keep on moving on to the parent and to the young girl. And the only reason why I say that is because I would hate to be a part of the show or a part of the reason that if this little girl said, you know what, that's it, I'm done. I'm just gonna take my own life because you know I it's too much pressure.
Go that far. They did this.
Well, we don't know. I mean, and we understand it, but we don't know. And we've all had children that made dumb mistakes. Matter of fact, we know not only do children make dumb mistakes, we done seen some of the mamas make dumb mistakes with them. So again, I'm only saying this that maybe we can move past the little girl that's in the casket. And I was hoping she would call in today because I hope that young girl, because she wasn't the first one that did it. Somebody else did that before she even did it. So I hope that cancels the casket party for prom. I hope this put an end to it and somebody else come up with something a little bit, you know, better than coming out of a casket. Because guess what? With the attention and with the hype she got, now for prom, we'll start making it all about caskets. And the next person to jump out with a better casket. They
got to raise the bar. Next time, somebody might just get buried. They might dig them up.
This is what they want. There's nothing nobody going to say out here that's going to make her, you know, want to hurt herself. What she did and the attention she's getting, this is what they wanted. They ain't nowhere feeling bad. And I'm going to keep on talking about it. You're dumb.
I ain't got no sympathy for it because this is on the parents. You said it was a mistake. A mistake is something that just happened. That was planned.
James.
All of that was planned.
It was planned.
I'm not going to let you get away with that.
I'm just saying next year somebody got to get in a casket. Right, they got to literally be buried. And their family going to be at the grave site. And they got to dig her up and she going to be resurrected. Now she going to be Jesus.
That's right.
They put her in there and 3 days later she's risen.
Right. Y'all know y'all play too much. Now,
hold on. Before we go, one more thing, since we're talking about tackiness. Now, we talked about this last year. Some things should not happen at prom. I still want to know how people feel about the young lady in St. Louis that tried to sue the school system because she came to prom and the top of her dress was sheer. She didn't have no bra on, nipples just out. The whole front of the dress sheer. She had on some panties. She was upset and her parents was upset, tried to sue because they would not let her into prom. Now, you could visibly see everything. Would you allow, if you was at the prom and you were a staff member, would you allow this young lady to come into prom like that?
No. As a matter of fact, if my child is grown enough to walk out the house like that, then guess what? You're not coming back here because you that grown. You just done start walking around butthole naked. Everybody see your goods. It's just some things that I just don't think a parent should allow for their kids to do. I just think like, no. Like I seen a young lady that was in a fashion show. And I thought it was a prom dress, but it was actually a fashion show that she was doing. And all her butt was out.
That's still stupid.
Big old booty, just out. Where you letting your big old booty daughter go to with all that butt? And where her daddy at? Where her mama at?
Speaking of daddies, how many infamous prom pictures have we seen with the daddy, the uncles, and the brother standing outside with the girl, and they got guns and bets and knives? You know, it's just a little posing thing like, whatever you do to my daughter, we're going to do to you. But The daughter standing there in front of these guys with these bets and knives and guns trying to threaten the prom date is a jokingly thing, but she damn near naked. So how can you blame this young man because at the end of the night he want to get some of that cootie cat? Well, they giving it up. They already giving it up anyway, because any girl that's going out with her booty out, she don't. I mean, you know what girl going out with her booty out and she ain't already been screwing? But everybody on the block probably.
After they come back from the prom, now they're gonna have one of them wedding ceremony baby showers. What's up with that?
The shotgun wedding.
The baby showers where they act like this a wedding, also where they got a wedding gown at the baby shower. Come on.
Yeah, we should talk about that next. Well, you know how much money people spend on baby showers?
I don't want to go to a baby shower if you're in a wedding gown. I just don't want to be invited. Don't invite me.
People be doing way too much.
So you know what? Again, because we gotta have some light at the end of this tunnel. We was literally, basically just giving our input, and I think we all agree. Shame on the parents. Shame on the funeral home. Shame on the young lady that just didn't know no better.
She knew.
Shame, shame, shame. But use the shame for something good. This does not have to be the last move you make. Take the attention that's on you. Use it to empower someone now, because you ain't the first one to make a mistake. You won't be the last one. But don't allow that mistake to die with that message, with that pitiful message. Use it and turn it around. Do like Jesus did. What would Jesus do? He will wake up and save some people from the message. It's the Cats Out Show. It's another week, and we do it like only we can. We have officially let the cat out the bag. Meow. Wow. That it's all gonna change. Everything's gonna change. Big city lights, big city dreams. Sound of the city that wastes me. So many people living with the blues. So many things that I